Hey guys, it's Peyton, and today I'm going to be doing the anti-TBR tag, which is pretty much a tag talking about books that I don't want to read. This was actually kind of hard to come up with answers for because I feel like I typically want to read popular books. Like if I hear a lot of hype around a book from a genre that I typically enjoy, I get interested. Like I fall for the hype, not gonna lie, that's just me. I don't really stay away from many things, but I'm gonna try my best today. This tag was created by Nicole in her books. Definitely go check out her original video. I'll link it down below. And let's just go ahead and get into it. So the first question is a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. I had trouble with this. I was like, what? I literally love popular books. As soon as it's popular, I'm like, oh shit, I want to read it. I'm just that basic bitch like that. Let's just be real. Like that's what happens for me. I decided to say The Maze Runner by James Dashner. And I've actually started this book before back in the day when the movie was going to come out. I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a try. It's like a classic dystopian YA novel, and I could not get into this book for the life of me, and I don't really want to ever try it again. And I know there's people that really love this book. I'm so sorry, but bleh, I just don't want to read it personally. And also recently, like, there was the thing about how the author has sexually assaulted some people, and he even admitted to it, so it just doesn't really make me want to support his books. I think I sold my copy of this book anyways. I just don't really have interest in this. I'd prefer to just watch the movies, to be honest. Question number 2 is a classic book or author you don't have any interest in reading. This, I chose The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I literally don't even know what it's called. I have the book and I literally can't remember the author's name. It just is nothing to me. Like, I tried to read this years ago for a school, like a summer reading assignment, and I just could not. Like, this book was like a no. Like, everything about the writing was so bland and boring. It's about some country little boy, and I just could not care for the life of me, so I'm just never gonna pick up that book, and I still have it for some reason. I just need to sell it, because the only way I'll ever read that is for school, and dear God, please do not give me a class that makes me read that, because it's just horrible. And I'm sure it's good to some people, it's just for me, I was like, no, like, I could not get— Mom, stop! I'm filming! Oh my God. Question number 3 is an author whose books you have no interest in reading. I chose an author that I have read a trilogy by them, but I don't really have interest in reading anything further from them, and that's Veronica Roth. She wrote the Divergent trilogy, and I don't really have anything against her. Like, I've met her several times. She's really nice. I don't know. I read Divergent trilogy, and I'm just kind of like over it. Allegiant was disappointing, and I just don't really feel the need to read any of her other books. I literally have Carved the Mark, and I don't really want to read it because I bought it and then I found out about the whole controversy with that book and how people say there's like racist ideals in it with characterizations, and I don't want to read it, you know, like that. But I have it signed. That's why I haven't sold it yet, because it's signed and personalized to me. I have trouble getting rid of books that are signed and personalized to me because I have several that I don't like and I would love to get rid of, but it's signed. Like, I feel bad. There's a question 3.2, and it is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. This is another author that I have read books from before, and I might read more. It's just I kind of feel iffy about it at this current moment, and that's Rainbow Rowell. And the books that I have on my shelves that I haven't read from her is Carry On and the second one. And I've wanted to read it, and I've literally had it on my 10 books I need to read this year list for this year. But if you haven't heard, she wrote this book called Eleanor and Park, and I literally have it, and it's also signed. I'd love to get rid of it, but it's signed and personalized to me, and I feel weird about it. A lot of people have been calling that book out for the racist lines towards Asian people, and I haven't read that book, and I don't plan on ever reading that book, and I don't know about her other books because she refuses to acknowledge the people calling her out, and she just ignores it, and has been doing it for years. And I'll probably still read Carry On and Wayward Son eventually, just because I already own them. You know, I'm intrigued by it, but I don't think I'm ever gonna be like shouting through the rooftops about it. She's lost my respect as an author because of that. You know, at least own up to your mistakes. You know, I think that's really important in life. Question number 4 is an author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. For me, this author is Alexandra Bracken, and I know a lot of people love her books. I read The Darkest Minds from her. I read the first 2 books in that, and I just couldn't get into them. I really didn't like the second one especially. And another situation where I have all 3 of the books signed and personalized to me. And I feel bad because she's such a nice human. I enjoyed meeting her. I've met her twice and such a lovely person. I might read Passengers because I own that, but I just know from those 2 books that I read, I just really didn't like them, to be honest. And I have no plan to read the 3rd one. What is my dog doing? She's like rubbing up against the wall. Can she shut up? Like, what the frick? Macy, stop it! I really wanted to like her books, but I just need to accept that, like, those weren't my vibe. And I really thought they would be, like, they're dystopian, like, oh my god, my doigt. Question number 5 is a genre you have no interest in or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. This would have to go to probably historical fiction. I just don't really go for historical fiction very often, and there's a few exceptions. Like, I really love the Infernal Devices trilogy. It's one of my favorite things of all time, but it's young adult and it's mostly just the romance shit, and like that's what I care about in the characters. I don't know if I would gravitate towards like a hard topic historical fiction book. Maybe like a World War II book. I've never really been interested in books like those. I don't know why. I just haven't really gravitated towards that. But maybe I would like historical romance. Like, that's a possibility. Question number 6. A book you have bought but will never read. This can be a book you have unhauled / returned to the library unread. This is Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. This is the second one to Truth Witch. And I bought this one. I don't even know why I bought this one because I really wasn't that big of a fan of Truth Witch. It just wasn't my jam. I don't know. That book was just so boring to me. It was supposed to be like these 2 best friends in a fantasy world and they're so badass and everything. But like, where was the plot and where was the interesting moments? Because I was just so bored and I really wanted to enjoy it because I think Susan Dennard is such a cool person. She has great writing advice online on her website and she just seems so nice. I've actually met her as well. So another moment where I can't get rid of her book because I have it signed and personalized. Why would I read the second one if I wasn't all that into the first one? And now I've forgotten everything. So what's the point of forcing myself to reread that when I know that I won't probably like it? Question number 7 is a series you have no interest in reading or a series you started and have DNF'd. For me, this is the A Study in Charlotte series. I've actually read 3 books out of the 4 of these books. This is because I was able to get the first 3 for really cheap, and the first 2 were decent. They were like 3-star reads for me. I enjoyed the main 2 characters enough, but the mysteries for a freaking Sherlock Holmes gender bent reimagining in modern day was just not there. The mysteries were like poop. Like, there was nothing interesting about them and they were always very underwhelming. And I feel like if you're writing like a Sherlock Holmes freaking book, the mysteries should be juicy. Like, it should be freaking like difficult to figure out and like crazy when everything is revealed, and it just wasn't like that at all for me. The 3rd one I really didn't like. I think I gave it a 2 stars. I just was so bored by it, and it's such a short book and I just literally struggled so much with getting through it. I literally already bought the 4th one in hardback. I pre-ordered it because it was coming out at the time and I thought I would have wanted it. The 3rd one really just blew it for me, and now I just have no energy to finish the series. If I get an audiobook of it, maybe I will, but I don't think I could physically get myself to go through that book because it was just really annoying. Question number 8, a new release you have no interest in reading. And this was hard to figure out because normally I only know about releases that I'm interested in. I don't really look for things that I wouldn't be interested in, but I think I would probably say Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I was literally going to do a whole reading vlog series of me reading the Twilight series leading up to that book. Hearing more and more bad things about Stephanie Meyer as a person, it just didn't really make me want to promote her stuff. And then buying the last one, the one that just came out, you know, I'm giving her my money and I just would rather not do that. So if I ever do read that book, I'll probably read it from the library. I actually have a hold of it that I'll probably get in a year because there's so many people on the wait list. But I'm not overall really interested in this book. I only really wanted to read it for a freaking video to get my coin. You know, sometimes you gotta do that as a booktuber, read shit that you don't even care about just to get those clicks. Let's just be real, like, we've done it. A lot of us bitches have done that, so. That is it for this tag. I really enjoyed doing this, and it's such a fun tag because normally we're only talking about books we really loved, really hated, and want to read. And this is like, I haven't read these books, I don't want to read these books. You're not gonna get me to read these books. bitch, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, this is the shit to let the world know that you're just not interested. And nobody should ask you to read them. I don't think any of these are, like, definite no's, but probably. I probably won't read them. Thank you so much to Nicole for making this tag. I definitely think y'all should do it. And I'm going to tag Brittany from Brittany and Books, Haley from Pages of Haley, and Zach from Zach's Books. Do this if y'all want. Like, I'm just tagging you because, you know, why not? Spread the word. Let everybody know that this is a tag that you can do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like it, comment down below. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Make sure to follow all my social medias, which are linked down below, and go click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should have already clicked. And my chair literally makes me sound like I'm farting. Okay, goodbye. Oh shit. Did I tell you to hit the bell button? You should. Bye.